What up? How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Did you add more stuff to your wall, or you had all that before?
It was all before. I think I just at a different angle.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. How you doing, man?
Yeah, good, man.
Okay, you got the little bit of the dye face coming in. Your pictures are looking pretty good. I love seeing you get hyped up now. Everyone who's writing you off now saying you're looking all good.
It's funny, right?
Are you still planning for FIBO or what's your plans?
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to still plan to do that.
Just
Um,
gonna like let your body tell you when you're ready or what?
yeah, I'm still trying to figure out everything too because Olivia's visa is still going, so you can't leave the country. So
Oh,
we applied for this thing, shit, like around Olympia time, to where you can travel for work, and then come
yeah.
back while your thing's still in progress. But of course, the US government doesn't think bodybuilding is a career or a job or a thing. So we're just going back and forth with the lawyer, trying to figure that out. I have to go regardless to work the expo for Gym 80.
Nice.
And then I think Applied Nutrition has a booth out there too. But yeah, that's the plan. I don't really want to announce anything. I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about. It's just like,
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff in the air. That doesn't you guys got married or no?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right,
It
exactly.
doesn't
So
does I don't know. I just think it's like, oh, automatic. I guess nothing fucking is automatic. Right.
not in this administration. It's only fucking harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a bummer. That's a little stress, but at least you've got less stress with your new sponsor, right? You said it's AN, their supplement company?
Yeah, and yeah. I mean, it's Applied Nutrition, which is, I mean,
Oh
they've
yeah,
been
yeah,
around
yeah.
fucking forever. They're huge. And AN is, yeah, the American Now line coming in. It's like in Vitamin Shop. And so it's
Nice.
cool. Yeah.
Did that help you
It-
out a little bit with your stress levels with Black Skull?
yeah, just because like the people that are involved in AN, I like,
Yeah.
let's say they're like mom and pop, trying to like start up. Even just the people alone are just way better. It's like it's funny we were talking about almost everybody on AN has been screwed by some other company. And almost like the Avengers of coming together of actually just understanding the bullshit that goes on. Because you can kill yourself for a company, as an athlete, as a marketing manager, whatever, athletes rep, whatever it is, and then at the end they just didn't do their money right, or they just fucking bail and take care of their own. You get screwed. And then it's kind of one of those situations where now a ton of people around this team have been with shitty companies. So it's a bunch of good people, like, I mean, guys on the
Oh
team
yeah.
too.
Cool.
And but my point was is that even just the people alone, even if they were mom and pop, it would be great. But they're a real ass company, like fucking ringing the bell at the fucking stock exchange. Like they're real. Yeah, it's not this we're trying to pretend we're a company. They're
Yeah,
a lot,
exactly.
and like, man, sometimes at Black School, their booth would have two fucking tanks, not a fucking Humvee, a full on.
I was like thinking you're talking about tanks. I was like, you're not talking about like tanks, you're talking about tanks.
So
Yeah.
it was like a circus. It was like
They would go
that.
pretty nuts.
It's two tanks. I would say maybe six or seven pole dancers. I would say 10 motorcycles, and then the motorcycle gang. And then you have, right, the athlete side where people are taking photos. And then they have these like circus freaks that they hire, which they were my favorite part every year,
Right.
especially the one girl that was like Harley Quinn. But you're just blowing so much money to not make a dollar.
Yeah.
Expos are the biggest waste of money ever. You have to do it like when you first start up, get your name out. But yeah, to still be blowing that amount of money, they screwed over Lee Priest, Flex Wheeler, Branch Warren. It's just like a kind of.
Yeah, they had everybody when I went. When I went, they had like all of them were still on the roster. They all had their shirts. They had like I was wondering like how do you get so many people on your roster?
Yeah, and then you go, oh shit, we're broke.
Makes
Like,
sense.
yeah, I mean, the Rio going up, and changing like their dollar, like we talked about, like that shit was real, like it did happen,
Yeah.
but you also are spending just like a jackass, and then as long as the cuts don't affect you and your family, then it's no big deal. So yeah, no.
Whatever. I never knew. We never talked about it. Whatever happened with your cosmic thing? Is that something you'd ever think about trying again, or what happened with that?
Yeah, I'd like to one day for sure, maybe down the road, like closer to retirement, be doing my own company. Yeah, that's the thing is that it did great. That was the worst part about it. It did really good. And we launched it in COVID. I was supposed to launch at the Arnold 2020 when I was
Yeah,
doing it
that's right.
at the expo. And I don't know if anyone who watches your show has ever been involved in setting up a booth for the Arnold, but it is the hardest fucking thing in the world. Like everything. You got to pay for electricity, Wi-Fi. You can't even bring your stuff to the booth yourself. You have to pay the Arnold people to bring it on the pallets. Like you have to pay for everything, everything. And so to have all that set up, everything ready to go. And I'm also competing in my first Arnold. And then the expo gets canceled the day before. You
How did
take
they
the
handle that? Do you guys get any money back then, or what was?
No, you just fucking lose your ass because no matter what, you were expecting to make money off of what you were going to sell at the
But I mean,
expo.
when the expo got canceled, all the vendors
They
just
just
got
gave you a
fucked.
choice. They just gave you a choice of, yeah, you get your money back. But I just met somebody. I just ran into somebody last year. They just got their money back, bro.
Shit.
4 years it took for them to get their money back. And then the other option was, which is what I chose, is that you then just get another booth for free another year, you
Yeah.
know? And I just took that, and that's when I did it again, the Arnold the second time. But that was the worst part is I was working for Project AD, who is like the biggest fucking like psychopath. And right, I literally just had to do my job. I stayed at the Project AD booth the whole time, and my friend ran. We just used it for victory. And then that's when I used my credit. But to answer your question, long answer, what happened with Cosmic is we just put it on the side because I realized you can't, when I first started, I was like, this is genius. All I have to do is tell stores that whatever your order is going to be, I'll just come do an appearance, So you're pretty much paying me to come do an appearance, but you're just buying it in subs.
Yeah.
Because the subs, especially the intro was like
Yeah.
our
That's what I was interested in. Yeah, the main one.
yeah, it was really good, and it was cool to do the formulas and stuff like that. But I was like, it's genius because instead of all it is that I have to work, which is
Yeah.
no problem for me. But yeah, you're not thinking I'm still trying to compete with these guys who are fucking not doing
Not
this.
doing that.
Yeah, so there were so many times that I'm even just so mad. I'm on the phone. I mean, yeah, COVID was a rough time, but just so many times with issues with manufacturers on the phone. I've already taken my pre-workout. I'm sitting outside the gym, just like losing it on the phone for like an hour or two. And there's just so many times where my workouts were just shit, shit, shit. And then when that Arnold went so bad, it was the first time that I was I went into that thinking I was going to win. I thought I was going to win that show. So that was a huge loss for me. So
Was the
then
20 Arnold before that? The last show? Did you take 21 off?
no, I think I did them back to back. I think it
Oh, I thought it was
was,
22. Maybe it was 21. Okay.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe I don't get remember, but
No, it has to be. No, you're right. It
it
has
was
to be
back to
because I
back.
was stuck in Australia.
Yeah,
So I
yeah. So it
stayed
was 22,
in
right? So you
Australia
took all
during
of 21
COVID.
off.
Yeah, right. Because
Okay.
by the
Yeah.
time I came back, there wasn't, I think there was the Chicago Pro was the only show left. And I had been training in like a garage gym in Australia. So you're
Yeah.
right. The next year.
That's how much I
Um,
know your career, Sergio.
oh my gosh, bro. It's so crazy. I know all I have to do is just add up all the times that something crazy happened to me. And then those would have been shows that I would have did.
I mean, people like you do have some like, shitty luck too. It's pretty wild how like the most random shit, happens.
But yeah, I just keep saying like if it works out, then it's like one of the coolest fucking stories because my mistakes are not me like partying, being a fucking jackass. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
people that have these crazy things happen to them, and it's like, yeah, because you're also an idiot. You
Yeah.
also made a lot of bad decisions. And then yeah, just because you didn't die, it's like, oh, it's a crazy story. Like, no, how about not do that stuff? So besides maybe, like people I'm choosing to date, besides that, everything was out of my control. It's just things that happen. It is what it is. So, but it'll make it that much better when I kill it, right?
Yeah. So, do you think that's why a lot of bodybuilders don't get into like the social media side of things? They're kind of like you, even though it's harder to be like you, like the old school days where you just get the sponsorships and you can just focus on training. Is that what you think most bodybuilders are trying to do? But it's gonna be hard to make money doing that. I feel like, I mean, you gotta look at Fuad, right? He was a second tier bodybuilder, Middle Eastern guy who was kind of considered like an asshole, right? And now he's like the biggest bodybuilding mogul, media mogul there is. You got who Greg Doucette, who was a not the best 212, and he's killing it on YouTube. What keeps you or these other guys from like putting out more content on social media?
Yeah, I mean that's also their ability to be able to like reinvent themselves because that's hard. It's really hard for a lot of bodybuilders also to step back and not care about what they look like, and not that they look bad, like Fuad's in good shape, but I'm saying that's not your priority anymore, and then switch it to not only like the business side because Fuad's the same way too. He's also probably been screwed by so many companies that he wanted to
That's
just
why he
do them,
started his. Yeah.
have good products. And then he wanted to exactly, which is the best part, sponsor athletes. That was something that I got to do, which was really cool. Sponsoring athletes is like it was my favorite part of having my own company.
Who'd y'all
And
sponsor?
huh?
Who'd y'all sponsor?
Yeah, we had a couple guys. They just one was that you remember that African Spartan classic guy? I swear to God, he was like he if he would have just kept training and got
Yeah, I
his
know
life.
exactly. I'm going blank on his name. I was fun. He was supposed to go open,
He would
right?
be Mr. Olympia. Like he was literally like a walking,
The dreads.
yeah,
Oh fuck, what was his name? He was a
yeah,
what happened? He
stupid.
was supposed to go to open. He had the craziest shape. The legs were round.
Yeah, everything was just
He
there,
got
right?
top five one year, right? In classic.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, it was the year that we were sponsoring him. Yeah, and he was
Fuck yeah,
just
Lord
knew he
Jones.
was.
Lord Jones. That's right, right?
Yeah, no, no, no,
Yeah.
not Lord Jones. No, no, no.
Not him.
No, Lord Jones is coming back.
Okay, yeah, I thought he was coming back. He's coming
Yeah,
back as
no, no,
open,
this
right?
guy he's gone. No, no,
Was
no.
that his thing? Was this African Spartan? Was that his handle?
Yeah, that's his
Okay,
Instagram.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. I didn't know him as well, but yeah.
Yeah, because I started that company with my first ever workout partner from Destin, Florida. And so he lived in the Gulf of Mexico area. So that's why we knew about him when he was really young. But yeah, it was cool. But either way, yeah. So now with putting out content, like what you're saying is the other thing is that you also need to be like confident with yourself. And I think that's the biggest mistake that I do is that I always think nobody wants to watch this. And then when you are like in shape, looking good or whatever it is, you're so fucking busy and so dead.
Yeah.
You're not even like really your real self, you know, you're just on such auto drive or you're focused on whatever you're having to do that I keep doing the same thing every year. Like, man, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to film when, like I'm out of shape. Like when I got injured, I should have been filming every part of that. But when it
Yeah.
happens, you're just so like,
Well, bodybuilders, we're so like I mean, we try not to be, but we're very hypercritical of ourselves, right? And then you have all these fucking people who probably are trying to get hypercritical. It's hard to block that out, but I do think way more people would like it. Like people love the video I put out with us. People are like wanting way more content of you. They love seeing you. You're so open and genuine. I think if you did like don't call it a comeback, right? And you're fucking doing your training for your prep. You could train with a couple people. I mean, there's a lot of cool people in Vegas. You could do a workout session with, film some of your training, and just kind of document that. Which that's a lot. You're going through prep. You're in your head. You're low energy. So I get it, but it's like who's doing a lot right now? I think Martin's kind of putting out a lot. I think he's making a real push to kind of push his social media a lot. But you're right. There's not a lot of big active pros right now. Like who's that Peter Clancyr guy? I think he retired, right? He's got like over a couple million on Instagram now. He just posts training videos. So it's like anytime someone does put the effort, it seems to go pretty well. Regan, obviously huge social media. And I mean, obviously people would follow you just to hate watch you, even if they don't like you, they'll watch you to hate watch you
I
too.
mean, it's true though. Yeah. I mean, also too, when you are a little bit more secret, more with your life, whenever you do watch it,
Yeah.
everyone wants to watch it. Like,
Yeah.
like
You just give them little snippets. Yeah.
If Cedric had posted his life, I would have watched it, because it's like we knew nothing about him. Nothing. He did the stuff with the schools, and his family. That was it. You wouldn't even, besides the military, you'd have no idea what
Yeah.
he,
Exactly.
um,
It's
but
all
I
about
did,
what you're comfortable putting out. 'Cause you and your girl are super cute too. You do couple little things with her.
yeah, I know. She could be. I know and she doesn't even care about her own social media too. It's like all the things that I really deep down love. It's just like it's so annoying because she could really be like killing it, and she just doesn't care about shit like that. And
That's good though, especially right now.
especially right now. But I did get with a YouTube guy. Uh, what I just posted today for AN is the guy, and I think he's just got this like different kind of because that's the other thing too is I remember I did try and do YouTube, and I just found out recently trying to learn the rules of YouTube. I just used copyrighted music, so it
Yeah.
didn't send it out into the world. But I spent so much time doing the most different type of YouTube than any bodybuilder's ever done. Something so funny, like a sitcom, like an actual like
You
where
did
right
that?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
where's it? It's on your
Exactly.
YouTube?
Yes, exactly.
Oh
Nobody
shit.
even knows about it. And I
Yeah.
did one where it's like a Full House episode where there's different characters, but it's just different. It's just different me's. One of them,
You should do that. Everybody from Vegas, you and Keon and everybody.
yeah, yeah, that would be really, yeah, the Vegas crew. That's a good idea. I'll tell them about that. But I even did one where it's like Sergio Olivier, where my name is spelled wrong. Like that's also a character. But no, I did this really good one too, where it was like, because it is my life. I can get up, go do cardio, abs, whatever it is, come back home, do whatever I have to do with business, go back to the gym, train, come back, go back to the gym again. And when I get home, it's still like, yeah, you're never gonna be good as your dad. So I did this like video where it's like just my full day. Like I'm just killing it. And as I'm coming home after just being so tired, I had my friend like drive. We filmed him and he like threw a can perfectly. So it hits me in the back of the head. And he's like, you're never gonna be as good as your father. So it's just like exactly that's my life, no matter what, at the end of the day. So I tried to do something funny and then I guess if I would have known that I used the wrong music, it would have made more sense. But I'm just like, I spent this amount of effort or I have a video for 2 million views on YouTube that's not even mine. It's just for strength, muscle and strength. And it's literally just ASMR of me eating food. So homosexual erotic that it made them tons of money. So I'm like, I fuck it, I give
So
up.
what you
So
do is you play into that. You just put like 10 seconds of that in whatever your big clip is, and the people that are like there for that, they'll like be excited when they see it. The
that'd
other
be
people won't
funny,
notice
right? That'd be
it.
so funny. Yeah.
I
Like
think that's
little
what people do.
and just do subliminal like little shots where it jumps up. Right.
Yeah.
But no, I started. I'm trying to start this week to actually film going into this. I'm gonna try and find somebody in Germany too, that maybe can film the end of
Yeah.
that
I'm
process.
sure you can. Yeah, that'll be cool. Like film the whole process, seeing you like meet the fans and stuff. I think a lot of people, for whatever reason, they have like a wrong impression of your personality. I think because it's like anyone who knows you, especially bodybuilders, they got nothing but positive things to say about you. You know. And I know you don't
Yeah,
really care, but
no one
you
who
know,
does this, right? No one who does this doesn't know me. It's just the people that don't do it and they just stay at home. I mean, look at all the stuff that's going on with the men's physique griping and about
I
how
was going to ask you about that. What do you think about that?
I knew you were. The simplest answer is let me know when somebody who is having a problem has been to a show, has been to an actual IFBB show or like a major show, because it's so evident when the men's physique comes on stage that everybody goes to the bathroom. Everybody goes to get drinks, and it's not a diss on them. It's not. It's just that is what it is. And so at the end of the day, it's like what's important to me doesn't mean that it's actually really the most important. In the NPC, they are running shit. There is
Yeah.
nobody higher in the NPC than men's physique. The amount of tickets sold, everything. But nobody's buying VIP packages at the Arnold
Yeah.
for a men's physique guy. And this is what I hate about this whole topic. It's almost like similar to all lives matter, Black Lives Matter. As soon as you talk about how, hey, I feel like we should get something better, we automatically now have to compare it to Open and how now Open, now everybody has to be like, no, Open's the main show. Like I feel bad for some of the men's physique guys sometimes because, right, what you're complaining about is like the WNBA saying that they want to get paid.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. I
it's
would
like,
say
okay,
men's physique is very equivalent to the WNBA. Sorry,
right.
guys.
But you can say what you can say whatever you want. Everyone can have their opinion, especially if you do it on a professional level. I just hate now how you now have to compare it to the other classes and it makes why what you're saying untrue. It's like if I say to you right now, um, Patrick Moore is the best bodybuilder ever, ever. He's the best bodybuilder ever. Now you almost have to tell me why he's not in such a crazy way because you think what I'm saying is so nuts that it actually ends up being disrespectful. And that's
Yeah.
it's every time in this sport is it's like, oh my God, I think Nick Walshnocker should be Mr. Olympia. Then you have to say why, how that's never going to happen because structure or whatever it is. And you have all this bullshit with Bob, all this bullshit with men's physique. And it's really just because this is the slowest time of bodybuilding and there's nothing going on
Right. Do you
about
think
it.
Arnold like spoke out of line at all, or do you think, I
What did
mean,
he
he could
say?
just like
I
fuck
what
it?
he said
I don't I haven't been following exactly, but he was saying he kind of thought it was. I heard he said he thought it was a joke, and if it was up to him, he wouldn't have the division because he wants him to show his legs and pose. Which, I mean, he's a bodybuilder. That's I mean, I think they should show little legs and do something besides spirit fingers. I mean, I don't think he said anything crazy, but I didn't know if you thought anything about that. He may have went. I think he went like a little bit harder this year, but not much. It's the same shit he's been saying for years. You know, remember
oh,
when he
yeah.
interviewed Andre Ferguson after he won, and he's like, "Why the fuck are you wearing shorts?" You
Mhm.
know, so.
No, no, yeah. Like I mean,
I
like no
think he
matter
said he wouldn't have it. That's what I heard Ali says. He wouldn't even have it if he didn't have to.
but what he actually said though on stage is that maybe the shorts should be shorter. It's
Yeah.
like it's almost like you just mentioned that you guys have to train legs and everybody's losing their shit But I will say though, I have met people like Banks, Chiron, even Brandon Hendrickson. We both come from the same gym in Chicago.
Andrew's got some legs.
I've seen them train harder on legs than some of the open guys that I've beat.
Yeah.
Straight
I'll
up.
counter that. Where I work out, there's a couple of men's physique pros. They train like fucking pussies when they do their legs. So
But they're not, but that's what I'm saying. They're not trying to be Mr. Olympia.
no,
That's
I
the
mean this guy's in Olympian, but they're again, yeah,
oh, oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
No, they're
yeah. And speaking
yeah.
of, let me tell me, ask, I want to get your opinion on this real quick, since we're kind of talking about sponsored athletes and shit. I don't know how to do this. I always fuck this up. Let's try this. Okay. All right. So you can see this, right? The hostile guy, right? Have you seen
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
So
it's
I
so
mean I don't feel like strongly about anything. I don't think like Hostile should be boycotted or anything, but I did say it's kind of ridiculous to promote this shit for Hostile, and it's got a lot of likes. And I'm just looking at this looks just like the broccoli haired kid you see at the gym, just fucking juice to the gills at 19. So I mean, obviously he was probably starting younger and full odds on this whole big kick about health and everything. And I don't know if it's the best look. I don't think it's again, I don't think it's a big deal. People thought I was like trying to make a huge deal of it. I just think I was pretty influenceable at 19. I was pretty fucking jacked as a natty. If I saw some young kid getting sponsored by a huge supplement company, maybe that would consider going the dark side. Do you have any thoughts on this at all?
yeah. I mean, I did my first show with nothing. So I mean, I went all the way into my 20s without any
Yeah.
gear. So like my opinion on gear and what this guy's doing, it's just gonna be so off because I grew up in the 90s, such a long time ago. Gear was a completely different thing. But I'm just want to speak about what you were saying about with Fuad. Like you can be about health and you can also still be a businessman. And I mean that's what it is at the end of the day, is that yeah, you can still care about certain things and want to talk about and bring attention to it. It doesn't mean that you're gonna now pass up money for
Yeah.
those. Like, let's be real. And this kid is for sure going to be marketable. It's like one of those things. Like, I don't think he sponsors people he hasn't met before. I think he's really good at reading people. I think I don't know. I've never met this kid, but
He's like Ukraine or something, right? Isn't he? He's from somewhere Eastern Bloc, I think.
it's got to be something where you're pushing gear at 15 or something.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like I said, I don't give a shit. Obviously, the sport can be pretty unhealthy, but it's just like I think about because I remember very specifically when I was 19, I was sitting there thinking like, fuck, I should hop on some gear, man. I look pretty good. Like I would look crazy. And then back then it was totally different, right? We had forums. This is 2006, so I go on the forums, totally different than what you would get going on social media. Now I have the old heads like, no, no, wait, 21, 23, 25, like, wait, get closer to your natural limit. And then like nowadays you go on TikTok or anything and you'll see these broccoli haired kids like promoting it right away. So it's a lot different messaging. If I had had that, I may have been like, fuck it, let's start 4 years sooner, and potentially burned out and not because you do things smarter when you start a little bit later too. And also you can't act like there's not psychological effects that go on, and so when you're younger, I think it's probably even worse.
No, no, if we for sure, we all would have started earlier if we had YouTube or even social. Once you realize how behind you are, it makes you want to push a little bit more. We only compared ourselves to magazines or who was
Yeah.
in the, that's the only people you saw that were big. It wasn't like there was, because even Facebook, there wasn't even like where people were posting photos like that. Facebook was still like the college and
Yeah.
then MySpace and shit like that. Yeah. So I'm really thankful because I for sure would have been like, I always felt like, man, I got all the time in the world. If I would have saw any person who was like younger than me, for sure, just twice my size, I would have been like, fuck it.
Right. So yeah, I'm just curious. I would see how this guy's career goes. A lot of times these kids tend to burn out early. You think of like the Trigili, that fuck face, right? Like he started at 15 and his career burnt out like after his first pro show. So I hope he does good. Nothing, not wish anything bad on him.
Yeah, his is more mental, I think, weakness
Well,
than
and
it.
he talks about just abusing the fuck out of drugs, going way too hard.
Oh yeah, for sure. But right, I think exactly that he did that first show and he knows how much he actually took. And he was what, not even in the top three. I think that was the more like, holy shit, I'm gonna have to do this for 10 years.
Yeah.
Every pro has that thought. Like you either have to be kind of like on the spectrum or you are a sensible person and you have that thought where holy shit, I just pushed the hardest I ever had for my first pro show and I got blank. You're
Yeah.
gonna have that. I mean, if you won, it helps. And it helps lower that amount that you think you have to do. But all it is you honestly could just do the same thing, improve on your training and actually more focus on mind to muscle connection. Like I wish that's what I would have did in the beginning, is not worried about going up another plate, but try and see how many in a row I could do at the hardest.
I'm so grateful that that was how I started. And I don't know where it came from. Part of it was Arnold, his book, but part of mine was just bracing my core, feeling that mind muscle, making it as hard as possible. And I think just doing that intuitively set me up like later in the future to have like so much less issues than a lot of people. Because like I remember literally being like watching my friend next to me doing something all fucked up looking, doing more weight, and me doing it what I felt like was better, but it being like heavy. I'm like, I know I'm stronger than this motherfucker, but so it is hard. And I don't think a lot of kids lean into that. So that's what I'm trying to change a little bit. So us talk about IRHSA. I guess they changed it, right? Like for people that don't know, IRHSA is like a really big fitness convention, like the biggest one in the industry. I've been there a few times. You said you're going to go tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday. Shit.
What you said you're going to look for a gym? You said Colt? Are you talking about Colt?
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna go with the owner of Cold Fitness, and we're gonna go pick out some machines for the gym.
So
Yeah.
IRHSA, for people that don't know, it has like everything in the fitness industry. It's got gym equipment. I mean, they do like billing and client management software, gym flooring, and cleaning solutions. So it's like everything that encompasses commercial gyms. So there are some big companies there. I've noticed it seems to be a lot more of the up and coming. I looked at some of the lists. It seems to be a lot more of the up and coming companies, not so much the established ones like when I went last time. Is there any brands you're looking at in particular?
Yeah, that's why it's so crazy that I'm even just learning too that realistically uh this is the most important expo,
Yeah.
in the world because we talk about FIBO and
Well,
of course Americans, we only know the Arnold and the Olympia, but it's actually just because we only know it from the going and wanting to get free samples and meet people that are there. But really where you make money, really the real richest people are
yeah.
this IRHSA show. So we met with the new tech people the other day.
Are they
And
there? Do they have the actual setup or are they just
no,
there?
no, they're
Yeah.
actually building their own showroom here in Vegas. It's
Oh,
like
they're not going to use torture? They're going to because they're going to
it's
put
like
all their stuff on.
oh no, yeah, no, they cut ties with Torture.
Oh,
Uh,
really? I didn't know.
and yeah, Torture got a bunch of new stuff in there too.
Oh, okay. Check it out.
Yeah, yeah. I just worked out last night with them. I'm gonna post it tomorrow probably. It's some really nice
Oh,
stuff.
cool.
But either way, yeah. So I met with the new tech people. They're gonna
Did
build
they? I'm
this.
sorry. Did they get rid of some shit? I don't see a ton of space out there.
Um, it's so funny. I didn't even think about that because you're right.
I mean, those Asians are good with the space, though. You know what
No,
I mean?
they did. I don't think they did. I don't think they got rid of anything actually, now that I think about it. But it's also a bunch of like stuff that they just didn't have. They didn't have a seated leg curl. They have like
Really, I never done legs there. I didn't realize that. That's pretty important.
that's why I never did legs there. Yeah, it sucks too because the hack squat, the new tech hack squat, you'll hear Milos rave about it. It's his favorite machine in the
Yeah,
world. It is really good because you can change the angle of the back. So if your
yeah.
legs are longer,
And
shorter,
it's a 45-degree, right?
yeah, the angle's a
Because
little bit different. And
yeah, because
they were
Atlantis will
explaining,
do. Yeah, yeah, I
yeah, they
like
were
that.
explaining the weight thing that they have in there for like it's like a little assistant at the bottom. It's really good
Yeah,
for movies, but they were just trying to explain like what it costs. It's like each rod is like $1,000 or something crazy. But either way, yeah, it sucks because they have that machine and everything else there. It just wasn't good for me. There's no one open class training legs there. I don't know how
yeah.
Regan when he did it, and even Nick a couple times. But they love that torture squat. I can't do it.
I didn't do it loaded. I guess I shouldn't say anything. I just fucked with it. I didn't love the way it felt, but I didn't really like push it. I
Yeah,
think,
maybe
yeah.
the legs are just retarded because I can't do no weight, not a single pound on there.
Well, you do get a little bit of restrictions, but your legs are looking fucking good right now. I want to get into that in a second. Yeah, so it's funny. I went to IRSA 23. It was actually in San Diego, and I've been doing it in Vegas. But it's funny, like you talked about. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of like suits and nice dress shirts. Not like an Arnold Expo where everyone's in tanks and bodybuilding shirts. And I think it was the Booty Builder. Is that the brand that has all the butt equipment? So they were kind of just really making their push, and they had like seven of these girls with the most ridiculous ass I've ever seen. Like it makes like the wellness winner's ass like look like plain. That's all it was, and it was real. It was like so they had these little girls in these little booty shorts, like not even booty shorts, like underwear, and like you just see all these businessmen. They're all like kind of around trying to like they have no interest in getting booty builder stuff. They just want to be near this vicinity. So that was definitely a good marketing tactic.
I
I
know. I
was
heard about
cracking
this
up.
company. Yeah, let
Yeah,
me.
like they're there for some financial stuff, and they're like, oh,
It's
let
so
me
funny.
check
It's like
this
the
out.
typical. I don't know if you watch The Simpsons, but when they're like, "Do you come with a car?" It's just everybody trying to make some
Exactly.
joke. You come
I
with
don't
this
know.
equipment, like, all right,
And they got
open.
a fake laugh, heard it a million times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
In fact, dude, I went to IRSA in 2005. 2013 in Vegas. My former company sent me out there because we were using this flooring system, and then they started implementing like a group training system using the floor designs and using the wall. So it's like floor designs and lights and shit on the wall. And my company's like, we'll send you out there, go spend a couple of days with them, check it out, let us know what you think, if you think it's worth doing group classes in our gym. So I'm like, sweet. So I go out there and meet with these guys from Pavi Gym. We get fucked up the night before. We go to Dick's and just get hammered, And I wake up early the next day. I go to where they're doing their classes. I'm thinking I'm just gonna be watching and taking like being with these guys and going over some stuff. And like they're like, dude, you're not dressed. Like you're gonna do like 6 hours of classes right now. And I'm like fucking hungover as shit. Like I had to
Uh,
go back, I changed, I got in my tank and I'm doing these fucking workouts where it's music's blasting, like lights, it's all black lights, and I'm just running around. I'm fucking leaving to go puke for a second, and I'm coming back just fucking dying, so miserable. It was such a miserable experience. I was just dying, and then it's funny. They ended up using me in all the promos because like you look like so good, like you're working so hard, you're sweating and you're so ripped. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking dehydrated as shit. I just was puking 20 minutes before this. That was a fucking miserable. It was 4 hours of lunges essentially, just fucking lunging.
shit. But you did it. You did it
Yeah,
though.
I didn't know that's what I was signing up for, but it was fun, I
Oh,
guess,
that's not what I'll
afterwards.
be. That's definitely not what I'll be doing tomorrow for
No,
sure.
no, that was miserable. But yeah, Ursa's pretty cool. What's up with that gym? Is that a new gym?
Yeah, yeah. It actually was this guy came in. He's actually from Iran, but he looks like the whitest guy you've ever met. And
It's probably good if you're coming here from Iran.
no, but yeah, he really is like a really good person. Like he's even trying to now help Beirut
Oh,
to
that'd
get
be awesome.
a visa so he can come here. Like it's just crazy because he makes no money from that. He
So
gets nothing from it. So yeah,
yeah,
he bought this other gym that was in this area over here called Henderson, and
what was the gym?
it's the one that Mark Anthony was kind of like a part of.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember what happened with it, but I just know that all the equipment in there was just kind of like it's all the
It was like it's a lot of Matrix and
yeah, yeah, well, the Matrix is good. The Matrix stuff is good. The plate loaded Matrix is really good. But you could tell there's a lot of like that bolt.
I was about
There's
to
a
ask you what is up with Bolt? We had a new gym that's just all Bolt, and I'm kind of skeptical. I don't know what the
all
fuck's about it.
bolt, really. Oh,
100%. They must have got a deal outfitted with it. What's their
yeah,
stuff?
because the bolt, max pump, there's a few other ones, and what they really are doing is they're just kind of taking other companies' machines and they're mass producing them way quicker. And because
Are
that's
they
the
good
problem.
though?
Um, it's like a cheaper version of it. So that's what I was about to say is that if you're someone who's opening up your gym, and this is what's happening, it's really smart business. Me and you are going to open up a gym, right? We already have to figure out all the financing for just the gym alone, coming up with the money to buy the machines, and then now, okay, let's do it. We reach out to New Tech, Panada, Prime, and they're like, okay, well, it's going to be a year. Panada's a year. If they don't have some kind of showroom by you already,
Yeah.
like something shipped in the States, it's a year. So it turns out to be where you can't. You're
Yeah.
not gonna not open your gym for a
That's
year.
what happened with us. Prime was 36 fucking weeks. And so we got Atlantis, which was 12 weeks, and we ended up selling it when the Prime came in. But that's a pain in the ass.
Exactly, right. So these companies are making something that's pretty similar, but I feel like only experienced lifters will be able to tell the difference. Like when I lift on that bolt, like it's fine. Like I can get a workout out of it, but it seems very iffy. Like it's very sketchy. It's
Is it just because you're
rickety.
like such a beast and you're so strong? Do you think it's just like the sturdiness of it, or is it like actually feel mechanically a little
No,
bit
because I
different
don't
too?
train like that. I don't train like aggressive, like
Yeah, but you're still strong. You're still pushing weight.
yeah, but I'm saying, yeah, putting five plates on it, right? I mean,
It feels good.
it's yeah. So that gym has a lot of stuff like
What
that.
about comparing it to Arsenal? About the same?
I like Arsenal.
Okay, so you think it's worse than Arsenal?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna fucking touch it. I hate Arsenal.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I like Arsenal's leg stuff.
You said you didn't like their shit. You said it was too small for you.
No, 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 no. I was talking about what's Dragons.
That's Arsenal.
Oh no, no. Then what am I talking about? No, I'm talking about Atlantis. Oh
Okay,
shit.
Atlantis is great. I'm
No,
like,
no,
you
no.
don't like Arsenal.
No, no, no. Arsenal's horrible.
Atlantis is fucking great. No, I'm comparing Arsenal to Bolt. What about those two?
Arsenal's more sturdy. It's just so fucking heavy and made for not people tall,
It's
but it's
weird.
still I don't feel unsafe in Arsenal.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that shit's made out of fucking steel, like some real ass shit. I'm sorry, no, no. I was like, no, Atlantis has a lot of good
Atlanta's
shit.
great. Yeah, Atlanta's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah, okay. All right, yeah, yeah. But then I'm gonna go talk to the Panada people too tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Jim Nady into this cold fitness, but it's like I don't know. The American reps here are a completely different company than the German. Like I swear to God, I would have never thought in a million years the Germans are nicer than they
They're still
sound
making up for everything.
sound scary. Every time I feel like they're talking to each other, I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna kill me. It's just like the scariest language. But no, they're so nice and they're so kind. And what they're doing in Europe with putting their machines, they're putting the machines to pump up backstage for FIBO for the
Yeah,
athletes.
they
You
should.
know,
Yeah.
those are the
I wish they
fucking
did that.
dumbest. Those are the dumbest people training on those machines. And
Yeah.
they care to put that quality back there. You could put sandbags back there, and we're going to be happy. Some shows don't have any weights, so it's so cool that they want to put weights back there. I don't know if you follow them at all. They just launched yesterday. There's going to be like a Gym 80 hotel,
Oh,
and
cool.
it's like right. So when you travel,
Over
you have,
there, overseas.
yeah, of course, you're going to have a full blown good gym with actual good equipment.
That's cool.
But either way, so I'm trying to get them to put them in Colt Fitness too, but trying to not trying to ship it from Germany is the problem.
Yeah. If you had to outfit the entire gym just with one brand, what would you choose?
Ooh, it would be one of the older companies. It would be like Flex or
Flex is pretty good.
like those
I
old
think I
Flex.
go Atlantis just
Just
because they've got
just
so much
because you're
variety.
asking me for overall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. One,
Yeah, because it's hard because sometimes stuff has really good, but then they'll also have really bad that I'd almost rather take a company that's all around. Maybe Prime.
well,
Prime
the
has
legs though. I mean, they don't have a great hack squat or like leg press that I love. That's why I like Atlantis. They're pretty well rounded. They're like a B plus on everything. I feel like,
yeah, yeah.
but Flex is good too. I mean, even like Cybex.
Hmm.
So you've been doing a lot of training with the newbie, right? Is that what I'm saying? I want to get into some of your
It's
training
just once a week. I'm gonna up it to two.
for legs only, or what?
Yeah, I'm just doing it for legs. Yeah.
How do you like it?
Yeah, I mean it's good, but remember I have my own machine, like the
Yeah.
new. So I've been using the stem since Dubai, and that's really probably what. Excuse me. I mean, my girl definitely really saved my knee when she was really doing the therapy on it in Dubai and taping it and helping me with that. So that really helped. But I know it had to have been the combination of that with the machine, buying my own, just saying fuck it, not hiring
What are they
somebody.
like 20, 30 grand? They're expensive,
Uh,
right?
the nukes is four attachments instead of eight, and it's half the price. So like for me, it's perfect because my left leg was the problem. So I would just put the whole fucking machine on my left leg and just did every workout in Dubai and Spain with that machine on if I wasn't trained with Dorian. And then when we moved here, I don't know if you saw because I posted about it. Andy is one of the first people that helped me in Chicago.
Yeah. You guys were, oh, I thought you worked out in San Diego together.
No, no, no.
Okay, Chicago.
Yeah, that's Eddie Bracamani. Remember, we went against each other to get our
Yeah.
pro card.
Yeah.
That's cool too. Like we went against each other for our pro card. Whoever won was getting their pro card, and then we ended up being workout partners like 10 years later,
Yeah.
uh, helping us.
Okay, so you trained with Andy in Chicago originally.
Yeah, yeah, and he even helped me out when I was trying to get ready for my first national show. I
Oh
used to
wow, they
drive.
go way back. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, a long time ago. Yeah, when I was living in Chicago. So that's even before I moved to California,
Yeah.
before training with Sean, all of that. So either way, and then when I moved to California, I got my pro card. Andy had moved to Venice and he was already there. So when I first got to Venice, it was me and him working out.
Okay, I knew you guys worked out in California somewhere. I was thinking of
Yeah,
San
yeah, yeah.
Diego.
Because
Okay.
now, right now, he's a pro and I was a pro. So it was like those were the best workouts. That's what I was talking about on all those
Yeah.
podcasts. It's still today the best workouts I've had in my life. So that was like I told you, one of the reasons I even wanted to come back here was to train with him. So we use the newbie on legs, but I'm going to do another day or two without it. And just because the workouts, like even without the machine, he's the best trainer.
Yeah. So with the newbie, like, do you gotta go a lot lighter, or how's that change things?
Oh yeah, half the weight.
Yeah.
Oh
Did
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
change your rep cadence or anything? Everything else is normal.
We upped it if anything, yeah.
Yeah.
But we did that because I keep telling you every time I talk to you, the worst thing about me is my conditioning. Like I am just, I don't know if it's because I've added 150 pounds of muscle on my frame that my body's just like breathing is a workout. So I'm out of breath for everything. The posing on stage is my least pro. My
Well,
conditioning
some
just
some of it is your breathing, keep doing some of that gay shit, with the balloons, but some of that is your actual ability to get full inhales and exhales is gonna be hard to, you're always gonna feel a little
yeah,
short
yeah.
of
No,
breath.
you've really helped me too. And even just kind of like we always say, yeah, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Like it really does make a big difference when you're trying to slow
Yeah,
your heart down.
yeah.
But yeah, me doing higher reps now in the gym is helping me fix that. And then the other thing that's helped me the most is posing with Joey.
Oh yeah.
Joey, because like, look, I can kill myself in the gym with Tom Platz. It was a good workout, just because Andy was my best, it doesn't mean that those guys were not good. Tom,
Yeah.
it's everybody who was a fucking legend. They were good workouts. But if I now can't show my body the right
Yeah.
way, the best way to describe posing is like when you have to like do this at the same time. Because you're doing three or four things. It's like where you have the harmonica, all the instruments, and you're doing all that at once. The only way you're going to get good at that is by having someone to be able to know what all your things are. Because Chris Cormier can show me exactly how he posed, and I can learn stuff from that. But then also, it's not 100% what I should be doing. So
That's why I like Kenny too. Kenny's great as well.
yeah, I posed with Kenny going into the New York Pro actually.
Yeah, yeah, that's what you're saying. All
Um,
right. You have to
yeah,
go to Dragon's Lair when you're working with Joey?
yeah, I go twice a week every week.
Oh,
So that's been the biggest change is that right. The pictures look good only because the training's been good, the boss diet has been good, my home life has been good, and then I also now know how to present my body
yeah.
correctly.
Yeah, your back double was looking a lot better. I mean, it always looks good, but I feel like I don't know. I guess you just look even fucking wider, or your waist looks smaller or something. I was showing some of my clients that back double, and they're like,
I
"What the
think just
fuck?"
legs when your legs get back
Yeah,
to like
could be.
healthy, your
Yeah,
body looks different. It looks so less lopsided. But bro, all I have to do is just win this show, bro. I swear to God, if I can win this show in April, May, June, July, August, September, October, in 6 months, bro, I promise you I could be more than double. Because only we
yeah,
know when you first came to Vegas what I looked like.
yeah,
I was able to do such a fucking gimp with my strong arm, and
yeah.
now we were talking about with Olivia the other day is that realistically, I've been training good for 6 months. 6 months of
I mean,
really,
probably not even for
I
everything.
mean, right. I'm
Yeah,
trying to like, I'm at least doing full range
yeah,
of motion. six
yeah,
months. So now, and that's also not 6 months was really that much gear, My
yeah.
appetite was so shit. Like I'm struggling to eat 4 meals. So now if I can just fucking kill this show, even just get in and right, there's a bunch of things I still need to work on. In 6 months of just now staying on it, continuing to diet, I think I can double and then show up at the Olympia like a completely different person and hop in that first call out like that. So if we went from he's done, retired, never, too old to now first call out. And it's literally going to be a Sean Roden and a Brandon Curry, being told to go to 212 and then you win the Olympic.
Right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm definitely going to Olympia if you're going for sure. I would like to try to make it out to FIBO, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that. You're working with Boss. Have you changed anything? You've just kept everything the same?
I know it's so funny. I ran into Regan last night, and it's like the first time I was able to talk to somebody who's also new with Boss, because we talked to Martin, it's just like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
yeah, of course it's fucking the best. You fucking got fourth, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Everybody
exactly.
amazing, but for like someone who's going into a new, coach, it's a different world with a lot of like things that are just like less.
Yeah.
Everything's less. And even just messaged him last night. It's so funny. I'm almost like begging, can I do an extra 30 minutes of cardio? Like I'm doing no cardio. And
Okay, nothing.
You heard Martin say that going
Yeah.
into the show, and you don't believe it, or you just think it's just for his body. But no, I'm getting leaner every day. I'm doing 30 minutes. I used to do 2 hours on the stairs, bro.
Well, he's talked about it. He'll fucking make you do it if you have to. So he obviously doesn't think you have to. He talked
Oh
about
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he'll
No,
fucking
no.
kill somebody if he has to.
Some guys, like they want it to be their thing, where
Yeah.
really you're just chancing it, or
Yeah.
you're just trying to put the same shit on everybody. No, he really does adjust to everybody. So I was like talking to Regan yesterday, and I'm like, and also, what about the yogurt? He's like, yeah, fucking. Sometimes we have to eat the size of this bowl of yogurt that we have to eat is just so insane that how is that not something I ever ate one time in my life?
Something's good. I mean, some people do great with yoga. I mean, it's got probiotics and some stuff, but some people get fucked up from it. I'm sure if you're getting fucked up, you would change it. So you got yogurt. Is this like Greek yogurt or what?
Yeah, I mean, I cut that out. I don't have that anymore, but I had it up until recent,
What else
and
is
like
different?
I still eat a bagel every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like fucking peanut butter and jelly bagel every day. It's fucking great. I haven't touched insulin once.
Yeah, he's not big on insulin, right? I heard Martin talking about Martin loved insulin. I know you liked it. I mean, I haven't used it in a while, but that was when I made my actual gains was when I used it. Was that something you were like wanting to hang on to, or you're just whatever you say?
No, no, I remember I told you I'm on whatever from
Yeah.
beginning with this, just because I want to have no control and I want to say that I did everything that he said. But in general, I think we were hard gainers. We're all
Yeah.
skinny. So when you did those insulin and those crazy refeeds, it was the first time you got to see your body just like explode. So then we all were like, "Oh, I love insulin," but really, man, it made my waist for sure way bigger.
Well, you're
Um,
so big now. You really, I mean, size isn't like overall size isn't an issue at all.
and that's what I'm saying. So that also helps that I could care less what I weigh at this show. I want somebody to tell me that I looked small and flat. All those words I'm okay with. Telling me that I'm not conditioned that's gonna bother me.
Yeah, yeah. And then with Aceto, what's the biggest difference so far with Aceto and Stefan?
Yeah, there's no insulin, even though aceto is very low. It's not even like an eighth of what like Milos uses.
Yeah,
Uh, I have not had, I only had one refeed after the Arnold because I was so emancipated after working the expo for so long that he saw me in Ohio and he was like, just add 400 grams of carbs. It was just so
yeah.
bad. That's it. One time, one day, he's given me one refeed. Otherwise, it's been the same diet. No cheat, not one cheat meal. And I was talking about this with Olivia last night. It's really hard to explain to people because I didn't get the win. So people think that when I say something, it's like, well, that's why you're looking better, or that's why you didn't look good. Aceto would give me a burger probably every like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And the amount of shredded I was 2, 3 weeks out before a show was insane. I was like transparent, but it's the maintaining and peaking it for the show that people don't understand. So it's just cool that because Chris's diet wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
It's just whatever we did that last 7 days, my body just couldn't hold it and just couldn't pop anymore. So it was me. So it's really cool to see one diet that we know it does work. Like if I did Tampa, Chicago, Legion, and the Cal, all the shows that I got second or third at, and I looked like what I did at the Arnold 2020, I would have won all those
No.
shows.
Yeah.
But that means that Aceto's diet, it works. It
Oh, yeah.
just it just was off on when we were able to make it work. So it's so cool to see one diet that really works and another diet that is working, and they're just completely different in the amount of calories. You
You're on
know,
more now?
no, it's just the same. I did a lot of carb cycling with Chris. We had high days and low days. I have the same day every day.
Yeah. Is the boss keep you pretty high on carbs too?
Yeah,
What are you
yeah.
taking?
I mean, it's not crazy. I mean, I have the bagel in the morning, and then I have 100 grams of rice, and another 100 grams of rice later in the day. That's it.
No, no, I think he was giving Martin a lot more. Maybe that was later after he started like
Oh,
flattening out.
oh, oh, you know what? Also, too, I keep forgetting about it because it's so weird to me. Is the cereal?
Okay.
I, I eat fucking cereal every day,
What kind of
like
cereal?
just like a sugar-free flakes or Rice Krispies,
Yeah.
But it's just I'm 5 weeks out. It's like fucking cereal. Like so funny. It's funny because I don't know if we talked about it, the things that I crave the most when I'm dieting, it's not sweets. It's not any kind of like, I'm weird. All I crave is almost a texture, a crunch. Like
Yeah.
I want like toast, like Mexican chips.
That's
Like
funny.
all we have really is a rice cake. That's the only crunch
Yeah,
that
there's no bodybuilding crunchy food. I was thinking.
yeah, right. So you start missing that. So now that I have the cereal, I'm just like, fuck, man, I literally am not missing anything. My girl's cooking is also the best cooking I've ever had. I was telling her, I don't know if the diet with boss is good or if the meals are so good, but I'm not having cravings. I'm not like, I never cheat on my diet, but there's times where I'm just like struggling, like fuck.
Yeah.
But no, I feel good.
What are you doing right now as far as supplements? Like what's like your GH at right now?
8.
Is that what you ramped it once you started prep?
Yeah.
You usually just keep that in when you go, you run that through, or you take it out?
No, I mean everybody takes it out. I just don't know when he's going to have me take it out. But he also has me taking it differently. He has me taking some in the morning, some at night, and then some after my workout.
Yeah, I am like
Yeah,
intramuscular. Yeah,
yeah. Sometimes I'm fucking getting these like little fucking pellets in my stomach
yeah,
that probably only I see it. So every now and then I'll just put it in my leg, to
yeah. I
keep it
usually do leg. Yeah, this is easy to get IM, right away.
on leg day. I don't. It doesn't mean anything or do anything. But on leg day, I do it after my workout in my leg. Like that's how it
Uh,
works.
what about what are you using for fat burners right now? Just like the clan?
Yeah, just no clan T3 and T4.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no Halo. I was fucking chewing Halo like candy.
You're not gonna use it when you get like last 2 weeks or anything?
I
You don't
asked
know?
him. I asked him. What's his answer? His answer was the amount of like toxicity that it is. That's not worth throwing in until you absolutely needed it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like why? Why is like there shouldn't be anything that's just like a for sure this, a for sure
Yeah,
that.
I always, I do it like 6 days out, like 5 days out. I always, like 10, maybe 20 the show
Oh
days.
no,
I don't even
Halo's
know.
my favorite. You look like you're fucking hard as nails on Halo.
Yeah.
But right, you're also dying.
Well, part of me, I don't do it, but I know some guys will start at like 4 weeks out. And like, I think that'd be so cool because you're so weak, right? And then you get some of that and your strength actually goes back up a little bit. I would assume it would go back up a little bit, but I just use it for the hardening effect. But I always wanted to do like LeBron. Like they said he fucking would load up on Anadrol. I don't know if that's true, but he did look fucking full blown, but I never felt like comfortable enough to try that. Have you ever tried that? You're always
No,
full
but
blown.
no, but it's so funny you said that because I have a friend who is like, he's like infatuated with Boss. Like he's another coach and he just loves everything that he does. So he keeps trying to tell me because I keep telling him I have no idea what he's gonna do. And he keeps trying to tell me what he thinks he's gonna do and stuff like that. And he was talking about how what he even does with his clients sometimes is he uses like super draw or anadrol right at the end. So it's just funny that you said that because I did hear that.
I've heard of the super draw too. I've heard people, was he combining them? I heard people combining them, which I
Shit,
don't,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I
I guess
want
if you're
it.
going super low on both of them, I don't know. What about like? I guess you won't know about any of the diuretics or anything yet. Do you know what his plan of attack is as far as diuretics?
All I know is his whole ideology on it is just that there shouldn't be that many. So
Yeah.
every time I'll say something that I'm worried about, or just like, hey, I want to give you a heads up about my body, this and that. His response is always like, well, yeah, because that's because you're used to such a diuretic,
Yeah.
past. Like this happened because this. Like if you just take those out, you're not having half the problems that you're having.
Well, that's
So
that's the thing with like Chris and Milos, and sometimes like sometimes you can get like 110%, 105% out of yourself by kind of manipulating certain things. If like Milos huge on the insulin, you can pull water diuretics, and then sometimes you'll get 90% of yourself. Where Boss is, I heard him talking about Fowaz Pike. He doesn't fuck with things that can get you past. I'll keep you at 95%, and I'm happy with that, and I can know what is causing what instead of just hoping for the best. But it is pretty cool when it fucking works out, though. Like what's one of the best peaks you can remember? Obviously, Wesley was a great peak last year, Wesley Visitors. But what about like open bodybuilders? What's one of the best peaks you can remember?
you're saying from any coach?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, Aceto did pretty good with Derek this year.
Yeah, I mean seriously though, because yeah, because I ran into our boy Patrick after the show, and it's just like, poor Patrick. Like, I just hate that. It seems like now what he's going to do is he's going to do his own diet and he's just going to do his own thing and not going to be distracted anymore. But trying to explain to somebody that you can't complain about your coach when your coach literally won every fucking class. Like even Matt Grego, like he didn't win the class,
He
but
looked
he
great. Yeah.
insane improvements. If Logan wasn't in that show, he would be most improved athlete in that whole class. And men's physique he won. He just fucking started helping Ali just recently. Like Aceto is the man, and um, I think like Derek looking so different was really crazy, like peaky. But I would say his first year that he when he won the Olympia, I thought that
Who,
was more.
Derek? Like
Yeah,
Hani?
yeah, I thought that was more. But it's just going off of we talked about this before. Like when you get peaked to like peak more than that, it's sometimes impossible for these guys.
Yeah.
That's why Kai beat Phil at the Arnold, looked inside out. It was like it was almost disgusting how his stomach was so shredded. And then because when he came back to the Olympia and he was humongous, he didn't have that same kind of like makes our eyes hurt. they never gave it to him again. And it's because like once you're just like an insane amount. So Derek, his first year, it just seems like a lot because he came from 212
Yeah, you never
and then
saw
went
him
to
like
one and one, like that was such a huge, crazy, like holy shit. So I just think that that one was like the last time that I was like, because Derek was only because people were doubting him. He's Mr. Olympia, so you already knew he was good, and then you just are really happy for him that they're able to make him look as good as he did when he won the Olympia, if not maybe a little bit better. But on like, holy shit, like killed it. Yeah, the first Derek, those glutes in
yeah,
him, just people don't understand how hard that is, and it's so
yeah,
crazy that you can show all the pictures of him, and you're only going to see those in two poses, really.
yeah,
The
yeah. But
side of
even
his
like,
the side of his leg for his side tricep is really nice
oh
too.
yeah, yeah. His he had a lot better delt separation this time too. Like he had a lot better in that side pose, his upper body. I remember. I don't know if it was the year you competed. But I know. I think he competed. But when Max was with Milos at that Arnold, he still got like sixth or seventh. But you know what I'm talking about? I don't know if that was the year you competed. But he was like Milos fucking hit it. You know, he never. It's just really risky where he was.
No, that was before. I remember that, and I remember
I
that
think I
he
was there. Was that eight? That must have been 18 then. I think that was
should have
2000.
moved up even more than where he was too. They
Yeah,
kind of dropped him a little bit. Yeah.
from the front, he won the show. I mean, at least from the front upper half, he was Mr. Olympia. You know?
Yeah, Max is a perfect example too of someone who just they gave their whole entire life to bodybuilding, and he did. He won a few shows, but it was just like, should he have left? Switch coaches? Was his on maybe just having someone kick his ass in the gym because like his training. I mean, unless it was like arms, it was just kind of like, yeah.
His
But
back training, especially, and his back was, the downfall.
but yeah, but how this guy was like almost perfect.
Yeah, I mean, his from the front, but yeah, just his back, even his back hamstrings a little bit. But when he would come in just diced and full, like the pec tie-ins to the abs, that front was just that's what every bodybuilder wants. Like that's the bodybuilder look, you know. You don't see those kind of abs on open guys usually.
What'd you think of the Arnold? We haven't talked.
Um, Yeah, it's tough watching the stream. Like, I definitely feel like Derek. I probably would have given it to Derek, but only because he was more conditioned than Samson. But the thing that put it over top is a few poses where I just feel like Samson's was kind of spilling over a little bit, and it's just Derek's so fucking tight, and he made such good improvements that I probably would have given it to Derek. But I was pretty originally I was thinking Samson until I went and really looked at it. What about you?
Yeah, I just thought that they were just gonna keep giving the same, like he stays Mr. Olympia, he wins the Arnold. I You get so lost in like what you think that the rules are in the sport when you're not really watching. But all when I watched it, I was just watching completely different. Like I haven't watched the show really in a long time.
You
Like
were
just like
there?
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I was really close. And what I got from it the most was reminding me again how out of shape I was because there was a part where they just let them just kept posing. And this guy just like kept hitting like these most musculars, and it was Ronnie Coleman level. It was just so like I don't think I looked at Derek one time. Like I just
Yeah,
was
he's
like,
so big.
God, it was insane. He like hit these most musculars, and it was just like this gorilla. And then he would hit a front double, and his stomach was just like vacuumed. It
Yeah.
was so cool with his hips all, like it's just you don't see that anymore. And it's just like it was really great. But I want there to be not this like you for sure get it because you're Mr. Olympia. So I'm so happy that Derek got it. And what ends up happening is, and I know it's going to happen with Samson too. One, he's taking time off. He hasn't taken time off in a long time. So he's automatically going to be better. But every time a Mr. Olympia loses, they come back better most of the time. I mean,
Yeah.
almost 9 times. So
Especially if. They're like in their prime.
yeah, so that means that this guy now knows that he can take the rest of the year off and just try and come in so shredded that I think it's going to end up making Samson win the Olympia. Where if he had won the Arnold, he would have came to the Olympia with that same side tricep that's kind of like hunched over and his stomach is out, and a lot of the poses, like what you're saying, yeah, he's kind of like spilling over. But now I think he's going to be like his best him. So that's what I'm calling right now. He's going to come back and he's going to win the Olympia, even if Hottie is in it.
I think so too. Do you think he should get another eye on him besides his wife? Or what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I think it's tough because like it worked, and then so you're like, okay, well now we're gonna give our opinion. Like it works, doesn't work, blah blah blah. But it's still your wife. So like your wife is like someone who knows you better than anybody, which is great. but it's also someone that you're able to say no to. And I
Right.
feel
I mean, he says they don't have that kind of relationship, but it's like, how can you not? You paid for this brand new house that you guys are in. You remodeled the whole thing yourself. Like, I don't know, but I mean, yeah, I agree with you there. That's gonna be hard.
but I think this loss will help him. I think either because I don't think she's saying, "Hey, we need to come in bigger." I don't. This doesn't sound like her. I think she is probably like, "Let's suck it down." So now I think because, like I'm saying, because of this loss, I think now he's gonna be like, you know what, fuck it. We're gonna give him exactly what they said that they want. Like I just said, I want somebody to tell me I look small. He's gonna be like, okay, that if that's what I take out of the Olympia, that I lost my size, no problem. But no one's gonna
Yeah.
tell him he wasn't conditioned again.
That's exactly the mindset he should take. If I lose this Olympia, it's because I'm too flat and too small. Because that's never gonna fucking happen.
We said that about Big Ramy for like 4 years, and it just kept getting better. So I
Yeah.
don't know. But yeah, otherwise the Arnold was amazing. The expo was actually incredible. It hasn't been good since before COVID.
I decided I went to it. Yeah, I went to it 22. Yeah, and it fucking sucked. It wasn't that good. It still wasn't like full
Oh
swing.
yeah. Oh, it was horrible. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they're giving the booths for free for the people that
Yeah, right.
money. Yeah, sure, go nuts, you know. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, it was really cool. I just hate that people are just taking all this fucking bullshit drama out of the Arnold with Arnold and what he said about men's physique because the Arnold did really good in putting on a show. And for people that don't compete, if you ask any athlete what's their favorite show to compete at, they're gonna say the Arnold. There's a lot of things when you're competing for a show that are like really small, but man, they mean a lot. Like having your own like area backstage, you know, sometimes they even have like these guys' names. Like you have a set area. It's very nice. Even just being able to have the amount of space to fit everyone is really nice. At the Olympia, you have to have people back there in sections of what class they are. You can't even have two or three classes back there because everybody's on top of each other because it's
Yeah.
such a small backstage. You know, like the jackets you get, the like welcome things, you know, the meet and greet. Like meet and greet's just not like just an open area and you just have a booth. Like it's an actual like nice room where
Yeah.
you actually like hit this person, hit that person. It makes it easier so you can hit everybody. Where at the Olympia, I tried to go do an interview with Bonock and Wesley for Gym 80 at the meet and greet. I was there for fuck, I don't even know, 35, 40 minutes. Couldn't even find them. Find somebody that I was looking for. So it's just such a madhouse and such a mess that for from the athletes, it was the best Arnold. For the people who go to the expo, it was the best.
Yeah, people that are watching the show, it's way better than the fucking Olympia. You don't have to sit through 6 hours to see what you want to see.
Yeah, they said exactly when the show was going to start and when it was going to end, and it did. And yeah, not having to go on stage at midnight completely changes the person you look like.
They don't do the intermission thing anymore. I remember they had like the guys walking on each other's heads and shit. You remember
That's
that?
what I said. I was just
That was
saying that.
fucking awesome.
Sometimes it was like the Cirque du Soleil guys, like actual professionals killing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those like strong dudes where they're just like lifting each other up with like one finger and
Yeah,
shit.
I think you were competing, so I don't know how much you got to see, but it's like, yeah, they were like on their head, like walking upstairs with his brother on his head and shit. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. That's why I like the fitness. I love the fitness, you know? It breaks up
Yeah. Oh
the
yeah, that's fitness my
monotony
favorite
of it.
class. And then do you remember when they would used to do the even pole? It was like the pole routines. It was when Oksana was just starting to get pole introduced into the sport. They had it was always right at the end of
Oh, I don't
opening.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you stayed, then they did, but it would be like they jump from one pole to the other, like
Oh, sick.
flips and all this crazy shit. Yeah, they used to put on a ton of show. Now the national anthem and then did they do strongman this year? I went
They
out
do,
to
but I think it's all its own thing now. I think it's like 100% away from the
that's
bodybuilding.
what I'm saying. Not at the halftime show at the Arnold. Yeah, I went out
Yeah.
to. Well, I was with Carlos's dad at the intermission, so I didn't see what they had on stage. But that's normally when they have like
They might do the finals still there. I'm not sure. I don't think they do. I think they switched it all because that's like a whole
they would have
different
shown.
crew. Yeah.
Yeah, they would have shown them because I saw this guy deadlifting. I think he broke the record.
Yeah, yeah. The Mountain broke his own record, right?
Yeah, yeah, right, right, right.
Which is
So yeah,
crazy because that dude lost like 150 pounds and then both back up to fucking do that again. What the fuck is the point of doing that? Thought you were trying to get healthy, bro.
no, he literally like lost half of his face and broke
Yeah,
the record.
yeah, yeah, like a stroke, right? Or like some
Like,
like
yeah,
mini
this will be
stroke.
fine. Yeah, he's like literally melting,
Yeah.
lifting it up. Yeah.
Have you seen his girl? Is he still with her? The little tiny thing. I mean, she's like 5'2" or 5'3", so she's not like a midget, but next to the mountain, you know?
Well, 5'2" is pretty small.
Yeah.
I know for you it's not.
Dude, I like girls that are like my height or above. If I can get like a five
Oh, above.
nine, because yeah, I don't. That was always what I was going for. It was a little bit like an inch or two taller than me was always my go-to, and a lot of it is just like not being afraid to talk to girls that are taller than you in heels. So many guys right away just fucking like, oh shit, I got
Oh, I
no
like
shot.
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the girl that I dated my whole life from like 17 all the way to like 30 something. She was taller than me.
Oh, really? So she was like 6 foot, huh? Six
Yeah, oh
one.
yeah, oh yeah. She was 6 foot. She was almost 6'1". Our prom picture is pretty funny. Of course.
Yeah, that's actually in the
Yeah,
heels.
she's totally taller than me.
How tall were you in that bit then? You were probably a little shorter than you are now.
Yeah, I was shorter, but I got a little bit taller after that. There was a point where we were almost the same height. I got like I had a little growth spurt, but then I'm sure deadlifts and squats brought me back
Yeah,
down.
yeah, exactly. When I first would height in, when I first competed in like physique, before those classic physique, I was like 5'8 1/4. And then the last time I did it for classic, I was like 5'7 and like barely a half. I'm like, what the fuck? That's 5 years difference. I lost like a 3/4 of an inch or half an
Fucking
inch.
whittling away, bro.
Like, what the fuck? Yeah, but maybe it'll make me look a little bigger.
Yeah, right. Wider, exactly.
Oh man.
But all good with you on your end? Yeah.
Um, yeah, I've just been busy as fuck. I've had since the social media stuff's been doing pretty good. I've had a lot of guys, a lot of people flying out here, working with a lot of fucked up bodybuilders, and it's crazy how much of a difference you can make on people that have never really done any of this stuff that I've done and that I do. So that's fun. It's cool. I need to, make a little more passive money. I'm working on some app stuff, some ebooks and shit like that, but I'm enjoying it. It's cool. I'm still looking at
Well,
opening the
speaking
gym.
from people that you did help, even people that do know what they're doing, you made a
Yeah.
difference too. It's really cool, man, to think about like you coming to my place and like me not even being able to like move my arm. You know,
Yeah.
now like sometimes I don't even notice something until I'm done. Like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do these pull-ups, and then I do it, and then I was like, holy
Oh
shit,
yeah, it would have fucked me up.
I didn't feel anything, you know? Sometimes you're just like, you're like waiting for the pain, and then it just doesn't come. And it's from all the shit that, right. If I posted it, it wouldn't get 0 likes. Nobody would fucking care about the shit that we're doing, like except for people that are in
Yeah.
your, you know. But yeah, you're talking about me using my breathing to now fix my arm that won't allow me to do a lateral raise. It's just like,
It's
bro, it's so
becoming a little bit of a thing. I'm getting some TikToks of me and shit, and a lot of random people hitting me up. I've been seeing a lot of people now like saying like, who gives a fuck about rib compression? Why is this a thing? I'm like, I think that's because of me, partly.
that's cool, man.
Like, not everybody needs to worry about it, but it's good to have some awareness.
For
Um,
real. Yeah.
what do you real quick? What do you think about Detroit? We've got most of the people from the Arnold going. I'd love to see Carlos. That's like a perfect amount of time for him to tighten up. I hope he really comes in tight.
Did you see that picture that Patrick posted of him?
Before the show or after the show?
It might have been the day after, but I don't know why Patrick didn't post it. But that's the first and only picture that exists of Carlos completely shredded from behind.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I gotta check it
Yeah, it's like
out.
a lat spread. I think he's doing back double too. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And it's Carlos. So that is proof that they can.
Did you talk
They,
to Carlos after?
oh, I was with him. I was with him. Yeah, the
How
whole
how was
night.
he feeling? Was he in good spirits or was?
Yeah, he was definitely in good spirits, which was really good, but he was sick. He was for sure feeling like shit, just back and forth to the bathroom. Like people just don't even know.
His fucking gut started acting up like towards the end of the prep or
Couldn't
what?
even imagine. Like that's something like I never even thought about on stage before.
Fuck.
Like I can squeeze as hard as I want, and I don't have to worry about my fucking body shitting on myself. You know,
Yeah.
just I can't
Damn, that
even
bums me
imagine
out.
on stage with the nerves, all the food and everything that you're doing. Your body's going. Your whole stomach system is already wrecked from the water or lack of. And yeah, like I saw him in the bathroom, and then we were like left, and then we were like gonna take a photo, and he had to go back in. Like, but if you didn't know that about him, nobody knew. He's just such a professional, just having a conversation with everybody. Everybody wanted to take a photo with him. You know, he wanted to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, he's such a nice, good, well-spoken
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. Yeah, and then also doesn't help too that his dad is like the fucking mayor of bodybuilding.
Yeah,
So
he's like
for
the
sure
social butterfly.
everybody, you know, so there's no way of sneaking in or out at all. So yeah, I hope that he really pulls it together. But I'm gonna say that the upset is going to be finally this guy is going to get the respect that he deserves, and it's going to be Sasan.
He's looking good. He's looking really good.
there's no reason why Bonock doesn't win. There's no reason
Yeah.
why Sean wins. So it's just like one of those, like either Bonock and Boss are even better than what they were at the Arnold because they looked really good,
Yeah.
and then it's just done. But Sasan being second, I would be really happy for him because I've been talking about this guy since I won New York, and they put him in fifth place, and he should have won the whole show.
I remember you saying that, and then he got second and should have won the Cal the next week to
Yeah,
Gerald, right? And then,
uh-huh.
like you said, he got second the following year. I think that was his best look ever when he got second to Nate at the Cal in 18. He looked fucking sick, but Nate
Yeah.
was full blown then. That was gonna be hard to beat. Yeah, Sasan,
But
how's his back looking? I haven't seen a lot of back updates. Everything's good for the back.
yeah, I mean, no matter what, he's just shredded.
I think he could pull it off. I hope he wins after coming second a couple times and then kind of retiring, coming back. He's just got such a sick look, the quads. He doesn't do any squats, right? I always talk about he doesn't squat at all, but he's got such like detailed like three heads of his quads, and yeah,
Oh,
like he's got
it looked like
that
90s legs, yeah, for sure.
yeah,
It's even his hamstrings are
got a
just
crazy drop from the
spelled
side,
out. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, from the side, exactly.
and he's
And
just doing his own thing right now, right? He's not working with anybody. Are
oh no, I think he's with Aceto.
you sure
Yeah, he's
he's
been
back
with
to the
Aceto
Ceto?
always. Yeah, he's
Oh,
always been.
I don't think he worked with the Ceto for some of his preps last year. I thought he did himself. Maybe I'm wrong,
Maybe
but I
not
thought.
last year, maybe they got back together, but I know he
Yeah.
was, and we did New York
Yeah,
together,
yeah,
and
he
then
was with the Ceto. I think he, at least for his first show, I don't think he used the Ceto, but maybe he's back with him now. I'm not sure.
yeah, maybe they're back and forth. But that's the other thing too, is right, exactly. This dude literally disappeared, dealt with real life, and then came back, and his chest is bigger than mine.
Yeah,
Like
like that was like a good like 4 years, right? Like 5 years. Yeah, you don't see that. You don't see that in today's. Usually when they come back, it's kind of like ah shit. Like even Bonac. I mean, he looks great, but he just took like the year off, and he's not his old self at all.
But yeah, but it's crazy how good he is that even not his old self.
Yeah,
You could have even moved him up at the Arnold a little
pe-
bit.
people are gonna look back at like Bonac at his peak and like realize he didn't really get the credit he deserves for being as good of a bodybuilder as he is. Because I mean, he was right there with Brandon when Brandon was winning the Olympias.
Yeah, but even before that, there was a time when Kai was still competing, and I remember Bonac came out, and I was like, "Oh, it's like a little mini Kai, just so
Yeah,
racist."
he's a
And
squished guy.
then
That's
you
what
realize,
Chrissy's
yeah,
say.
that's what it is. This guy just gets lost in the gap of we're not going to have two fucking dreadlocks in the first call out. Bonac actually looked better right before he got known
Yeah,
because he
yeah.
would
Well,
just
he got
look so.
second in like 16, right? He got second to
No,
Phil
no,
one
but
year
way before that. This is even before he won the
when he
Arnold.
first when he first moved up from
He
212.
won the Arnolds before he got second.
Yeah.
He won like two or three Arnolds before he got second to Brandon. But even before
No, I'm
that,
talking about he got second to Olympia to Phil one year, right? Before that, like 16, I think.
no, no, not second.
Thought he did, but maybe I know he got second to Curry. I thought he got second to Phil, but maybe
Yeah, to
I'm
Curry.
tripping.
No, Bonac only got second that one time. Yeah, he's a silver medalist, but it's
Yeah,
just to Brandon,
just the one. Yeah.
which you could have switched them
Yeah,
easily.
yeah, that was. I mean, I think Bonac was the better bodybuilder that year. Brandon just looked better, prettier. You know what I mean? He had a better like aesthetics. But I mean, it's hard for me to like argue against just those hamstrings, man, from the back. That bottom half from the back to me is the only reason why Brandon couldn't be like a multiple time Mr. Olympia. And I feel kind of bad for him. I talked about this a little bit with Justin, but it's like his Olympia is kind of like that was like the one you just write off because Sean was out, Phil was out, Rami was out, and so it's like people kind of like don't really give him that much respect. But he had and he came back so good at the Arnold. I wrote him off. I thought he was going to get seventh or eighth at the Arnold. Did you think he was going to come back that good?
Yeah, I knew just because of what Boss had told me. Because remember last time I talked to you, I
I'm
was
talking
talking
about
about
Brandon.
Brandon. No, no, no. Yeah, him doing his own thing. That's so crazy that he left all the Kuwait people and still came back looking like what he did. Did
Yeah, I
is
thought he was done.
I know I knew for sure that him being around his family, just from when I talked to him, that he said that he's just having a way better workouts. And he can also like not be so distracted with stuff because he can go to the practice for his son and then also go to the gym. And when he's at the gym, he's just completely like guilt free
Yeah,
because he's missing things. So he's gonna have better workouts just because of that. But sorry, I thought you were talking about because Bonac, you knew because
yeah,
remember I was telling you that I was even thinking about doing the Arnold. It's so
yeah.
crazy. And it was Boss that told me about how the year before that, or maybe it was 2 years, Bonac said the same thing. After he had taken some time off, he wanted to come back and go against guys that are like, so that way you can see where you are. Because that's what I wanted to do too. And he's like, no, I told Bonac, let's just fill your body back out, look healthy again. And then then I won all those fucking shows. Even did he beat Nathan or did Nathan beat him?
I
Nathan
think
beat
I think he beat Nathan one time. I can't
him.
remember, but I mean
Yeah.
he beat Beirut.
But he won like one or two shows and then got second in like one or two shows. Like
Yeah,
fucking comeback. And yeah, now I was messaging boss like a month ago. I was like, you remember when I was saying how I think I should do the Arnold? I was like, thanks for talking me out of that because my body is completely filled out where I would have been so like just whittled down because we would have just started putting muscle
yeah,
on and immediately have to just start cutting.
yeah. You got a fresh look right now. And then real quick, what about Pitts? This lineup's looking fucking huge, huh? You see Cristo just jumped in it.
Who?
Crizzo.
He did.
Yeah, that's what I think AJ posted or something. Yeah. So you got Crizzo and Nick gonna be the two fucking
That's
craziest arms in the
interesting
world.
because
Martin obviously looking crazy. I think Regan's doing it right.
no, Regan's not going to do it. I was talking to him about
He's
it.
not doing Pitt. And then good veto, I believe, too, right? Let's see
Yeah,
what AJ said.
yeah. No, but that's interesting about Crizzle because I have a feeling that he might want to hop into FIBO, especially if he's doing
Yeah,
work. He may want to do like a little
I could see
test.
that. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's what he was just saying from AJ. He's gonna hop in, call him the show of
Dude,
the year,
dude,
and then Blessing's coming back.
how the fuck did this guy get his arm to the size that he did? Like when he was posting those pictures, I was like, damn, that's crazy that that's what he used to look like before his surgery. And then you realize, no, it was.
Yeah. I just think maybe he just any effort that would ever go into glutes training, he just throws in his arms. Just never done a thing for his glutes. Just put that into the biceps.
His
I've never
arm is
seen
literally bigger
I've
than
never
his
seen
head.
more non-existent glutes on a man in my life.
Dude, he has negative butt. It's so funny.
It's
Uh,
wild.
but you know what? We would both want to look like him because
Oh
Jesus.
fuck yeah, those arms are stupid. I mean, like we've talked about, he's kind of put together a little bit like
Yeah, yeah,
weird,
yeah. It is.
but man,
He's a Frankenstein for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But his legs, bro. Give me those quads. Give me those quads. I'll
yeah.
fucking yeah, man.
I mean, it's hard to hate on someone who's got fucking pecs like that, legs like that, and arms like that. Like, even if it's not put together the best, you just kind of like do that leaned over crab, flex those legs.
Mhm.
That's fucking wild.
And he came from the Federation that suck his dick and
Yeah,
probably got everything that he wanted. And he said, you know what? There's no one else in this Federation for me to go against. I'm gonna go jump into the hardest part of the world. You know,
yeah,
people don't do that. You can make, oh, especially when you're in the countries that are not the US, you don't like you're not like less of an athlete because you're competing in other federations. They don't look at you
yeah,
like that. It's just like, oh my God, this guy won that show. He got first place, and now he's coming to my whatever. They're gonna pay you, and that's why a lot of those guys overseas they just fucking are just rich. They're making so much
yeah.
money because they are the most famous in their country, and they don't give a fuck if you got third to some 212 guy or whatever it
Right.
is. It's
Oh
so
man.
yeah. I give him balls to leave that federation.
Yeah, it'll be. I mean, didn't even Andrew Jack compete in a different organization first too, right before he came over? It's like, come on, guy could be top five in the world. I would have loved to see his Texas physique at that show, see what it would have come out as, because I feel like,
I think we're just never going to know because it's who you stand next to.
yeah,
Because
I'm kind of losing a little bit of faith in Andrew as far as getting in that top three. I think he's going to be perennial top five, but those top three look like they're kind of separating themselves a little bit. And then Martin,
but I mean, but he's better. Like no matter what, he was better. He is getting bigger. His arms are definitely bigger.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing to his arms in Dubai, but that was something that they were knocking him about. But yeah, his arms are big as fuck now. And so that's just all it is like if this guy doesn't just one day say, I don't want to do this anymore. Because I feel like that's how he is. Like,
yeah,
I'm good, and like I'm done. Because as long as he doesn't do that, and he literally just makes this like 1%, 2% difference that he keeps doing from show to show, he will eventually.
yeah.
I think at top three. Because Hadi's older than all of them. He's not gonna be able to last forever. And Derek can't grow anymore. Like you
Yeah, I
maybe
mean, not his upper body, really.
yeah. I mean you can make your right leg maybe a little bit bigger, but
Right?
that's just us nitpicking, him. So I think after eventually him just keep growing and keep filling himself out, I think Andrew's going to be for sure. We just want him to be in there now, and we want it to be Samson and Andrew top
He's
two.
just he's just so fucking pretty. We want that to like be its full potential because most people don't have that potential. I mean, nobody's got the potential that Andrew does with that fucking. He could have three of the best shots of all time if he like was perfect. I mean, he could have the best ab and thighs, like the best front double and the best front lat. Like people cannot fuck with those if he's on.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. And his back is way better. His glutes
Oh
were
yeah,
more. Uh, it's just standing next to maybe Carlos, and then standing next to That's why I was glad that I don't know if you saw in the live stream that they brought him out with Brandon by himself, Andrew.
Yeah, yeah, that was good. That was a close. They
Just
were
in case
close.
anybody was wanted to say something, it's just them two by themselves.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little disrespectful because you probably could have even thrown Samson in there and given him
No,
three.
man. I had those two pretty clear. You didn't think those two were far ahead of the
No,
next
I
two?
think I think a few people were having Andrew over Samson.
Oh wow. I mean, again, I didn't watch it live or anything, but fuck.
No, it's just one of those things where, right, we think someone should do better than someone else because they improved from the last show, where that person is the same from last show, but they still look fucking insane. That's the
Yeah.
problem that we do that we want to be peaked. And it's like you improved, so we're gonna put you over the other guy who didn't improve, but really him even not improving is still your improvement.
Yeah. Sweet man. I appreciate it, dude. I love talking to you. I want to catch up with you maybe one more time before you do your prep. I won't bother you too deep in your prep. And I love seeing your updates, man. You're looking fucking awesome. I
Thanks,
hope
man.
they
Yeah, I know. I just gotta land the plane and finish this out, man. It'll be really good. It'll be cool too to look back on everything that we went through to try and get here. And then
nice.
we'll be able to sit and watch all the. I knew you would always be able.
Right?
Yeah, there you go.
I
Okay.
mean, I've always been a fan. I'll go on these fucking things where people talking shit about you, and I don't care if anyone. It doesn't bother me if people talk shit about me. Like my friends, I'll be defending you on these things all the time. I'm like, I don't worry. Sergio doesn't fucking care. You don't got to go defend.
Bro, you're real. That's what I always say, man. You really made it when people are sticking up for you. Because it's like if you want to say something about like you don't like me or stuff like that, that's perfectly fine. But just saying lies, like it's like you only follow the sport for 3 years. Yes, of course
Yeah.
you think
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm
exactly.
not. Exactly.
Awesome.
But yeah, you got to come back to Vegas soon too.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to try to get out there if I could in the next like 3 weeks. But if I'll let you know if I can, if you're gonna be around.
Yeah, for sure. There's all the gyms have changed a bunch in
Yeah, I want
the
to see.
yeah. I'm even now going to lots of fit club too. They actually have the best hamstrings
Yeah,
in
yeah, that's where you're doing your training, right? With Andy?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. But Andy picked all those machines, like one from fucking
Cool.
Wisconsin. He found them all over the country, like
You look like you're
random.
having fun.
Yeah, it's cool, man. So yeah, you'll definitely have to come.
Awesome. Appreciate it,
Later,
brother.
bro.
Take it easy, man.